Hello, 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 hello. Usually I start my video off with music. I have the timer because it takes a few minutes for people to start to come over here. But I want to start this video off saying something really quick. A lot of Black women are going to be triggered and pissed off with what I say with this video. Period, because I know. And I want to say to anyone new around here, I have had this channel since 2009. I have been supporting Black women for over 13 years on here, about 13 years up on here. So if you're not familiar with my work, don't make assumptions. But one thing I'm not going to do, I am not going to say always what you want to hear. I support Black women, but when I see some effery, I'm going to call it out when I think that is harmful to a number of Black women. I really do. So you don't know what I'm going to say yet. I've always liked Kiki Palmer. I felt she's the girl next door type. She's pretty talented. I felt she was disrespected in the Black community, in my opinion. But I have to call something out. I haven't watched other videos from other content creators. I refuse to do it until I make this video. I will say I have seen a lot of opinions so far on TikTok that I simply do not agree with. Okay, so this is not about simply a dress. This is bigger than that to me. Now, if I watch other videos and I end up with a different perspective on this, okay. But so far from what I've been seeing from the reactions mainly on TikTok, I will say I got to call out some bull crap. I have to call out some bull crap when it comes to this. This is not about just a dress. The reactions that I see, and it's not the first time, this is about respect. This is about respecting your partner. If I said man, for some reason, some women get triggered when you say respect your man. All of that, all of a sudden, it is a problem. It's not all Black women I'm talking about with what I'm going to say, but I will say from what I'm seeing, it's a significant amount that I need to say something. This is about respect. This is about respecting your relationship, respecting your man. I have seen a number of Black women going in on this man about his finances. I have something to tell you, and I've said it before. She knew he was broke when she got with him. She's Kiki Palmer. She said out her mouth she has a bucket list of options. She's not a victim. So don't try to paint it and keep attacking the man about being broke. She chose his broke ass, excuse me. And I say that with respect, honestly. She chose a man who don't have nothing like her. She chose to possibly have a man leech off of her. She chose to open her legs to a man with no resources. It was a choice. So I'm not about to bash this dude about being broke. Would it be great if he had more and do something more? Of course. Y'all already know who watch me know that I support the Black woman being with men who are about something, who have something. But Kiki is not a victim. I'm sorry. She decided to date that man for years. He's a very attractive man, but being attractive is not enough. She decided to open her legs to him, a man with nothing. She didn't get on birth control from what we know. She didn't get an abortion. Does that mean I support abortion? No, but is it an option in today's society? Yes, it is. And whether people like it or not, that is her man. That is her man in her life. That is the father of her child and her possible future children. There is a level of respect that has to be given. Did he wife her up? No, he didn't. But guess what? She chose to date a man who wasn't about marriage, wasted her time, and she wasted her time or whatever's going on and decided to take it a step further, like so many Black women when you have a chance not to, and got knocked up and started a family. He ain't traditional. Her ass ain't traditional either. A number. You can't be over 70% out of wedlock birth rate in this so-called community is not tradition. I don't need any men jumping up on here Yeah, go. I know y'all get happy to see Black women talk like this. You ain't off the hook either. A number of you are dysfunctional and out of order. You don't seek marriage. A lot of Black women are trying to change the mindset. We've been talking for over 13 years. I've been on here. So I'm just going to keep it real with this video. Okay? Because I'm getting tired of it. I have seen this on Love and Hip Hop. You see it in our personal lives. I want to say this is not about trying to diss the hell out of Kiki. We have all made mistakes. And when men say accountability, I know it triggers a lot of women, but it is true. We have to take that in our lives too. You know, if I'm dating a man for 7 years and I see he ain't about nothing, I'm not saying they were together that long, but the years are going by, he ain't got nothing, he ain't doing nothing. I'm choosing to have sex. And as a woman, I know what can happen usually. If I don't practice abstinence, or I don't use a condom, or I don't believe in abortion, a pregnancy typically ends up happening. And Black women, instead of trying to simply vilify this man, no one wants to talk about the truth about our choices as well, that we keep seeing this cycle of doing shit, let me not curse, doing stuff backwards over and over. You know, they say the marriage, then the baby carriage and all that other stuff. And I know a lot of women don't all want to be married, right? A lot of women of today, and some do. But we do things backwards with men we know ain't about nothing, ain't got nothing, or we holding on to hope, or we think we can fix them, or we have feelings, the penis is good, he looks good, and then you get pregnant and he still hasn't changed and he wasn't doing nothing before. Then we get on TV and crying and crying and crying and keep repeating it. And before, Lord, I still got the timer on. We got 4 minutes. I'm still waiting for people. I didn't even play the music. Okay. Look at this clip. For all these women, and I got some clips to show. Listen, I don't know anything about this man. She chose him because obviously she felt he was worthy enough to let him put a baby in her. Miss Keke Palmer. He's a nice looking guy. She was in love, or so it seems. He obviously did something to her heart where she felt he was worthy, despite his lack of resources. That was her choice to make. But I see a lot of women, instead of talking about respecting your partner, they want to go in on him all over TikTok about being broken. Who the fuck are you to be broke and tell her something? Excuse me? And let me be calm. Listen, y'all who watch me already know. I had said years ago, a lot of men making complaints don't have nothing, and they're hypocrites, a number of men. But there is a level of respect that needs to be given to the father of your children who you are in a relationship with still. And some of you women out here who don't seem to understand this, I wonder, do you know how to function in a marriage? I'm about women having choices, freedom. I don't like oppression. But why you got to be told not to go outside with your ass hanging out? Why would somebody got to keep telling you that? Now, if your man don't mind it, he don't mind it, right? But overall, I would think most women would have enough respect and sense to know to respect your damn man and don't go out to the public with your ass out, literally. But you can't say something like that. You can still be sexy. Personally, I thought the dress, I like sheer stuff. I do. This is a sheer top. I thought it was cute until you look at the back part. Okay? The image of your buttocks showing. It's not classy. Now, people will say, well, he ain't her husband. But she decided to make a family with him. He ain't got no say at all. You just want to run it all and not have respect for your partner, your man, and all of that. But if he go out with a G-strap or something, and you don't want women looking at your man that you know think your man is cute, he's a cute guy, then I don't know why you go out like that. You can't wear that. Them women was looking at you. Are you trying to F? This and you would get mad. Now, I understand that some men can take it too far. You know, I knew a woman whose man, because some men meet their women liking how they dress and then they switch up. like I don't find a halter top to be a big deal. It's not to me in America. But to some men it is. And we know that some men don't like you always looking put together because they don't like other men to look at you. Could there have been a case of jealousy because Usher was serenading her and then he switched up? Was there some hypocrisy in the past from him with the video clip I'm going to show you? Yes, there was. But overall, this is deeper than about a broke man trying to control his woman. I don't think it's about control. It's about respect. And yes, there are levels of maturity in life. So let me calm down. Okay. Again, just hold on. Okay. Hold on. I want to show a video clip that popped up on TikTok from Yanni, Real Talk with Yanni. She has a YouTube channel. I was just scrolling because the Kiki PALMER story, and it popped up, and I said I had heard about this, and she had it on her TikTok page. So I wanted to share the clip that she had on her page. Okay. For the women who are vilifying him for being broke, and I don't like to date a broke ass man. I'm just saying, remember, Kiki knew he was broke when she started dating him, wasting her time, some would say, opening her legs. If she didn't get on birth control or whatever and got pregnant, and now you got a family. Things change to me when that happens. And if y'all think a man is just disposable, but you think, you just gonna have kids? And then y'all complain about the state of your lives with marriage and the community. Something got to give here. So I know I have an unpopular opinion. I don't care. And I don't care who gets pissed with what I'm saying because it's the truth. Perfection doesn't exist. Women make mistakes. Women learn. So this is not to diss the hell out of her, but I'm not holding back with what I have to say. But anyway, okay. This is the clip that Yanni had for the women who are trying to paint her as some used woman who's being leached off of and escape Kiki, make your father of the baby go away. Oh, he did this to you. No, he didn't. Listen, look at this.
Uncle Steve ain't trying to get you with no billionaire. He trying to get you with somebody that has a plan to have something. That's what I keep trying to get you to do. You can't quit bringing these.
Uncle Steve love billionaires. I'm gonna just tell y'all, he do. Anytime I see Uncle Steve out, he's like, now I got this guy. He's got a net worth of 300 zillion. And y'all can really create generations and generations
You need
of
something
zillionaires.
with somebody with something. Quit trying to give a boy your lifestyle and he ain't earned it.
Oh my God, but you know what? Everybody don't start off as billionaires. I'm not a billionaire yet.
Everybody don't start off a billionaire, but you got to have a boy that's got a plan to at least be one. I'm not saying you got to be a billionaire, because hell, I ain't a billionaire.
And I've dated some real horrible billionaires, honey. They're not good all the time. Sometimes they're crazy, Steve, and that's why I stopped taking your advice.
Uncle Steve ain't trying to get you with no billionaire. He trying to get you with somebody that has a plan to have something. That's what I keep trying to get you to do.
So there go the first video. You got a black man, Steve Harvey. Can y'all hear me? Steve Harvey, this microphone was acting up the other day. Okay. So there you got it. This is before, some would say, the disaster, right? He's telling her, I'm trying to hook you up and find someone that's got something where y'all can have generational wealth, a man who got some money like you. And she didn't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear it. She decided to keep effing a man, maybe a nice, good man, whatever, who don't have nothing. I don't know if he even works. But she chose that. She said, I've dated men with money and they was terrible too. So I wanted to show that, shout out to Yanni, for the women who keep bringing up his money all over TikTok. What that got to do with him saying, I'm your partner, the father of your child, and I don't appreciate or want your butt cheeks hanging out? Even though there is some hypocrisy, I'll show it in a minute, it's bigger than that. I see so many women who got triggered at the thought that my man don't seem to have a right to have an opinion about how I get dressed if it's overly sexual looking. Again, there are different levels. I don't believe in men beating women or saying you can't wear a skirt. Oh, you can't wear a halter top. Now, I know it depends on certain countries. You can't dress like that. But in America, but come on now. I see so many dresses now where women are just basically naked. It's not elegant. It's not appropriate. Now, were they on a date? Hold on, as a matter of fact, hold on. Now, yeah, Unpopular says he's mad because she was next to Usher. And that might be true, too. I said that in the beginning. He might just be jealous. But the responses, again, is so much bigger to me than about Usher. To me, I see something within a number of women, mainly a number. Now, other women ain't perfect, but I'm talking about Black women who seem, and it's not the first time when I talked about the Sierra dress. Yes, Russell approved it, but anyway, who seem to get pissed off at the thought of a man wanting to be respected on how his woman presents herself around other men and to the public and as a mother to children. Shoot, I can look back at my mother's photos and I'm proud. My mother was classy. She had cute little dresses, her pumps. Hair was always done, makeup flawless. I can look back and be proud to look at my mama and I didn't see my mama's body parts hanging out, and still looking sexy and good, And did she go through her phase of dressing a little bit more sexier? Yes, but nothing with her butt cheeks hanging out and stuff like that. So let me hold back a little bit. Let me show some of these things before I go in even more. Okay, so again, this is Kiki and her man. Kiki is hold on now. Miss Tiff says cerebral. Men who get upset need to go find a traditional woman. But Kiki came off as the stereotypical American girl type of thing. I mean, she ain't ever been in trouble. She played good roles. She's very nice, cute, vulnerable. I don't really have much bad to say to her, but it's clear she's not traditional. If she were, she would have left him if he didn't want to get married. I mean, it's not like they were together for 6 months. And it's just weird to me. Don't worry, I'm going to show some video clips. So it's like I see a number of Black women. It's like the disasters could have been prevented if you had just cut it off. If he didn't have nothing and wasn't doing nothing, then why do you keep dating them? And then you end up pregnant and things go bad, or he's not making enough money, or you find out he wasn't the perfect father to choose. And you don't always see things right away, but this cycle just keeps on continuing. And then when women say something, you get cursed out sometimes. For example, I've seen some women on TikTok who get upset about older women saying things to younger women. And I can understand when you were older and you vilify younger women, but you don't tell what you did or the mistakes that happened to you. You act like you're above it, but you don't tell, because a woman on TikTok who I like said, you were out there at the park, you were doing this, you was dancing, you was having sex. True. But people don't understand. A lot of older women will say things because mistakes happen and things happen the older you get. Things happen to them where they learn they were once you and they ended up getting beat. They ended up with unwanted pregnancies. They ended up with STDs. They ended up getting beat. they ended up getting played. They ended up giving their money away. And some of them learn, and they don't want you to do it like they did. So that's why older women say things. Maybe they don't say it the greatest, where people think, oh, you think you wasn't like this. You did it. Yeah. And I'm trying to tell you not to do it so it don't happen to you. But, they don't all say it like that. Some of them like to pretend like they was some goody two-shoes and stuff like that. And I get that part. But to bring, when people bring, well, you had kids, you did, yeah. And perhaps the older her ass got, she can reflect and think, I should have chose or did something different. Clearly, that's not the biggest thing in this so-called community, because we keep seeing this crap repeat over and over. And then when women like me say something, well, who you think you are? I know you ain't perfect. Yeah, I know you got some dirt. Oh, yeah, you probably was effing. You probably, yeah, some of that stuff, all that, you learn. I mean, I ain't perfect, but I ain't super, like, bad, and like, you know what I'm saying? But shit, I'm a human being. And Kiki is a human being. But a lot of Black women, y'all don't like to admit that y'all fucked up. And I'm not talking about in the head, even though some are. I'm talking about mistakes. Mistakes that affected your life. Mistakes you don't want to see Black women repeating. Now, I do see a lot more Black women doing that now, but a number don't, So, Kiki is a woman. She's not a little girl anymore. I don't know if her mother's in her life. She's a woman. Look at Kiki. People will say she's filled out even more, that she's had the baby, her body, she's looking more grown. She's completely into motherhood as a mother, and, she is looking good. And, this is life. She knows she's fabulous. And that's a great thing. So, all right, so this is it where Usher is serenading her. She looks great, but that dress at the back, I personally wouldn't wear it, but I'm not her and she's not me and I'm not you. But I think that there are a number of women. I see the styles out today where y'all have lost your mind, some of you, with class, about dressing respectful but still sexy. Again, I personally think the dress is kind of cute, except for that part. The butt don't need to be out like that. And it's not shocking, or I can't understand if my man would feel a certain way if I was out in public like that and another man is hugged up on me with my butt cheeks showing. I wouldn't be upset or in shock, or I can't believe you're jealous. I can't believe you care. I wouldn't be shocked or mad about it. I know that Kiki is grown. I know they're not in a marriage, but she is in a relationship, and that is the father of her child, who she is still with. And he does have a right to have an opinion about how that type of dress. She's not single. And that's the point I'm making. I mean, you have women out here acting like your man's opinion don't matter at all. I'm not saying that a man should be controlling you to death. Okay, yes, I know a lot of men meet women who are strippers, meet women dressed like this, and then attracted to them to this, and now, they don't want you dressing like that because, I don't like other men looking, and things like that. We're going to get into it. Kiki is very single. She is, because last time I checked, she has a family. Hold on, my nose itching. Single. So is that what we pushing now as Black women? Let's get knocked up and start families. But since we don't get married, which we actually choose to waste time with men who don't marry, we gonna go out and act single and like he ain't got no say at all, even if he is the father of my child. who I'm still sleeping with, who I live with, but I can just bust it wide or act like how I want and have no respect for my man. Thank you, Brita Creates. You said, I agree, Cerebral. That dress is ridiculous, not classy at all. We as women need to take ownership for the things we do. You know, and Kiki usually looks cute. You know, I've had a phase where I said, shoot, I want to wear Daisy Dukes and a tank top and some heels. This is something I picture in my mind wearing. um, but not too, you know, it's just something in my mind. You know, your body is, you know, toned up and really in shape and stuff. All women have their phase where you want to look cute and sexy. There are ways you can still be sexy and cute without your booty cheeks showing. You know, you can have, and I know it depends on the countries too and cultures, okay? But, you know, in here in America, I mean, if a woman has cleavage, nobody is not seen as that bad. And I know some men would disagree. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm just saying there's different levels here of what's considered over the top. You know, in some other countries, you have to be covered completely up. You can't even have an ankle out. Okay? Thank you, Mills, for the donation. You said, cut Kiki some slack. It was a little mistake. This is not truly about Kiki to me. I don't have a problem with her, really, at large. This is bigger than that. I'm mainly responding to the responses from women with this video on how upset they get upset about how some women dress. You know what I'm saying? About respecting their partner. There is something with a number of women where they don't have respect for their partner. They don't. They don't. Some of them. Even if... I'll save it for later. Okay, so this is what, okay, the thing was about, you know, and it's true. Yes, we're not a monolith. I don't know if you just came in here. We're not. But this is, you know, okay, let's just go to the next thing. Okay, so that's the dress and why he got jealous or offended. So this is what our man said. Darius, he said, it's the outfit though. You a mom. We live in a generation, he said, where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. I agree with what I'm seeing. This is my family and my representation. Thank you. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. Now, even though I'm going to show that there is some hypocrisy with him, what he said in general is true. If a man says this, listen, people are saying he doesn't have a right to say this because you didn't marry her officially. Well, they have a family. Whether the ring is there or not, they are together. He is the father. They're in a relationship. That is a fact. Also, what about her? Did she not choose to be with a man with nothing? Did she not choose to date him for years and he didn't propose marriage? Did she not decide to also start a family when she had options to use birth control or have an abortion? Excuse me for saying that. Now, I know some of you are saying man of the family. You know, my dad said it pays the cost to be the boss. And I do agree that if a man is not leading the family and I'm paying your bills, you are not the head of this family. That is a fact. But what do I say when the black women like Kiki are choosing to be the breadwinners? How do we get, I just, do I slam him completely when she chose to date and start a family with a man with no resources and Steve Harvey told her to do this and she said no? I mean, come on. Eternal Rock says she's not his family. Now, a lot of black women in America claim to be religious. Y'all claim to be Christian. I always said I don't fully believe that at all, but a good portion claiming to be this. Well, according to the scripture, it says when a man joins his flesh with a woman to become one, aka when you have children, you become family. She is his family now. They have children or a child. They've become one in the flesh. But let me finish what you said, though. Hold on. She said she's not his family. He was in a hospital. If he was in a hospital, Kiki wouldn't be allowed in. Legally, true, you don't have certain rights when you're legally in paper, not married, and which is why I do support legally getting married. But I've also, as I've gotten older, accepted that doesn't happen for everyone, and not everybody wants that. But I do believe in contracts, that you're obligated to take care of me and the kids. And I am your wife. I'm in the will, all that stuff, like a wife, something. I would prefer to be legally married though, but it doesn't change that they are one together. And I know in other countries and in different cultures, even within America, you can have more than one wife. Some people practice that, okay? And I'm not against that at all either. But the point is, those of you who believe the Christian doctrine, who say you're Christians, well, in the Christian doctrine you follow, God says in there to become one of the flesh when you have children. I mean, I'm just saying, a number of women are claiming to be this traditional, a Christian woman and all this other stuff. But then all of a sudden, it's all, Lord, I can't get my thoughts straight. Vive says if he asked Kiki to marry, I bet she would do it. It's not hard to trap. It's not a hard trap for her. That's why she chose a guy like that. She wanted him. Oh, excuse me. I mean, I don't know the scripture right now, but it's very well known. It says that a man shall leave his mother and cleave to his wife or woman. And we know back in the olden days, they didn't have no paper marriages. It was like spiritual of God. You know what I'm talking about. Between the man and the woman. And once it says, once they join together, join their flesh, they become one. I don't think it's just about having sex. They have a baby, a child together. So, and people were upset right here because he said it's the outfit though. You a mom. And some women got offended, like, how you can't say that. It doesn't matter if she's a mother. Really? I'm not old, but when I was growing up, yeah, it did matter being a mother. There's different levels of maturity throughout life, different phases of life. I don't believe in being in a box or that I'm in some system or program where I have to operate like what everybody thinks. I might be into some stuff you might think, oh, I ain't into that. Not everybody's the same. But usually, when you have children, you don't want to embarrass your children. You don't want to show up to the school or to their recitals, to their hospital visits looking like who did what, embarrassing them. Nobody wants their mother to be looked at like some fucking hoe. Excuse me. And just because you dress a certain way doesn't mean that people know your your sexual life, or who you're sleeping with, or if you are even having any at all. People make wrongful assumptions. But no matter what we say, we still live in a world that operates a certain way, whether we like it or not. Should some things change? Yes, it should. And it goes the same way for your father, too. You don't want to be embarrassed by your father. That's also true. But when you become a mother, a lot of women, typically you have your phase, you have your fun, you're younger, all that stuff, dating and all that, maybe how you dress. A lot of people tend to change their perspective in life and see things differently when they have children. Even their relationships with their parents changed that might have been messed up, or they didn't understand their parents. And when they become a parent, then it clicks to them why their parent acted a certain way, or why their parents said what they said, or why, you know, things change. And it does. There has to be respect for your own children on how you present yourself. Even wearing slippers and a bonnet to their appointments, showing up in school looking like you're homeless, if you could look better. All of that. She was at a concert with her peers. Okay. Am I supposed to think having a dress with your butt's cheeks out supposed to be appropriate now because it's a concert? Do you dress like that? I see a lot of women on social media who are going hard and ripping this man apart, but these women don't even dress like Kiki, what she wore themselves, at least from the videos. I would see women defending dresses where you are practically naked, and these are women who present as very conservative but get so upset. They ain't even going out dressed like that. But it is her choice at the end of the day. Obviously he didn't know what she was going to wear to the concert. But for me, this is not just about a dress. Thank you, Jupiter. This is about women having respect for their relationship and their partner and making more conscious decisions about how you present. Like that picture right here on the screen. Okay, she got some cleavage. I think she looks cute. But the butt cheeks out? No. I see a lot of naked dresses trending all the time. You know, I believe also there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place for certain things too. Sometimes there is a theme. I understand some of that too. So, okay. And Kiki doesn't typically dress like that. So I'm not ripping her apart. Okay. So when I said I would show some hypocrisy on his end, because I am fair, I'm going to show it too. I'm just trying to make a point tonight with what I'm saying. Okay? Now, someone said, look at him. Mind you, he is posting in his drawers with no shirt on. We all know it's not looked at the same. No one cares when a man shows his chest. Does it make it right? No one cares in society when a man looks like this. They don't, men get enticed. Your hips, your breast, your coochie, your butt, your lips. Men and women are not the same. And that doesn't mean I'm condoning it or not saying it's not hypocrisy. I don't want to be the same as a man. A woman is, we're women, we're beautiful, we're Mother Earth, we're the nurturers, we're sexy, we're gorgeous. Oh, we're amazing as women. And men have their strengths too. They're amazing when they act right. You know, when they act right. You know, we can't build stuff like them. We don't have their strength. You know, their muscles, that deep voice that only a child usually will truly listen to when he raises up as the lion, the king of the house. And that's okay to embrace our differences and say we are different. That doesn't mean there can't be respect and things like that. Yes, I know there's hypocrisy in society that men get away with a lot more than women, and it's not fair. And it does need to change. But it doesn't take away that the average person doesn't give a damn that he took that photo. They're not offended by it. They don't see it the same as a woman with her breast and butt cheeks out. It's the same thing what they tried to do with Jada Pickett and August Alsina. Oh, she preyed on him. No, she didn't. That's a grown man. Don't matter how old she is. He's a man. He's not the same as her. He has an erect penis all the time. He's the hunter. He's the man. He wasn't a 12-year-old boy. He was a full-grown man and chose to be in that relationship and hid it. Okay? And trying to paint it like, child, please. Now, if a woman preys on a teenage boy, then yeah, that is a problem. Anyway, child, okay, let's go to the next thing. Let me show you something else. These other comments. So Kiki baby daddy was okay when she was dancing in her undergarments to Boozy a few months ago? Or different rules because she was pregnant? All right, let's see. Kiki baby daddy. Jada Pickett did not take advantage of him. He was a willing participant. That man was ready to lay it down on her. He wanted Jada. She didn't take advantage. He wanted it. That man put the penis on her. Okay. Kiki baby daddy ain't even do the traditional thing and marry his baby mama, but want a traditional woman. Sir, you don't even have a job. Broke. Yeah. Yeah. True. But she also didn't believe in tradition. She also decided to be with his broke behind for years and get impregnated by him and start a family. That's also true too. And some men do believe, why I gotta do it now? You now gave it to me. You now gave me the children. You already dealing with me. We've seen this play out over and over. Hold on. Now let me show you the video. Some more hypocrisy though. Let me show you.
I got millions of buckets.
Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. let me just play these video clips.
I got millions of buckets to choose from, sweetheart. So you ain't stopping what's going on with me. So if you gonna act up, I'm about to link up. Dudes be like, I want you to be my girlfriend, but are you going to marry me? Are we ready to take it somewhere out of kid world? Because I'm not trying to be locked into nothing unless you're gonna lock me in for life. Because we can just be friends and kick it till you ready to go. Dudes be like, I want you to be my girlfriend, but are you going to marry me? Are we ready to take it somewhere out of kid world? Because I'm not trying to be locked into nothing unless you're gonna lock me in for life.
Okay. So if a lot of women feel like this, are you gonna marry me? We ain't gonna be can y'all hear me? We're not gonna be nothing if you don't lock me down for life. Then can y'all please stop getting pregnant? Can you please stop starting families without thinking about the baby? With a relationship you know ain't probably gonna go nowhere and that child gonna be suffering like so many children in the Black community and repeating the same cycles and then going in on these ain't crap men. If this is the case, and we're not above making mistakes, it could even happen to me, but at least I would take accountability. I would say if I effed up, you know what? Yeah, it happened. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm fixing some, but I want to prevent it from happening the best I can. My point is, if so many feel this way, why do you keep starting families then? You seem to think it's good enough to start a family, but then you don't get married. A man chooses. You can't make him marry you. But if you see he's not about marriage, y'all don't discuss marriage, he don't have nothing to be married to, then why do this? Let's continue. It got to stop. The results are in. Now it's time for the Black woman to do different. The best we can.
How dare that freeloading leech try to get on Michelle Obama's internet and tell our good sis, my cousin Kiki Palmer, what the fuck to do. Y'all already know how I feel. You're single until you marry. So how dare that single man try to tell that single woman what she can and cannot wear to a Usher concert that I know he ain't motherfucking paid for the motherfucking tickets? How dare you try to tell her what dress to wear when you ain't buy the dress? I'm confused. I'm genuinely confused.
Of course your ass is confused. Of course your ass is confused because you don't know what it is, I guess, to respect your damn man. She ain't single. I mean, even though, let me calm down. Even though, I mean, growing up, you did hear, unless he put a ring on it, you single. Who is he? The father of her child? The man she lives with? So what are we doing here? What's going on here? You can start a family, make a baby, but you gonna push that man to the side. You ain't got no authority. You ain't got no rights, but I need a man. I need a strong man. I want to be married. Do you even know what the fuck it is to be a wife, some of you? Let me calm down. Are you ready? So once he put the ring on it, now you ain't gonna go out with your fucking ass out. Now he can say something, but he was good enough to fucking spread your legs open for and let him put his semen in you and start a fucking family, all right? This video is not going to be monetized now. I said I wouldn't be cursing. I'm going to put my Cash App up on here for those who want to donate if you like. You know what? With this one, I'm willing to just whatever because I don't want to hold back. I don't want to hold back on this one. Hold on for a second. Oops. Hold on. Sorry. I'm serious, though. Her whole attitude is wrong to me. It is. Was he maybe jealous? Yes. Is that a problem for your man to be jealous? Is it unhuman? Could he have maybe said it in private? Yes. But let me go to the beginning of this. Remember, she chose his broke ass. That's her man. That's who she lay with. That's who she made a family with. That's who she chose to waste time with, who didn't want to wife her up. Even if he did, she's still the breadwinner. This black woman has chose a fucking disaster. But nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to talk about the disasters we keep doing. The men don't care at large. They just gonna keep effing you. You don't care. They don't care. They in it for themselves, a number of them. The black woman got to make different choices, the best we can. But it's the audacity and the attitude about a man wanting to be respected with how his woman presents herself in public with her ass out. But you think he ain't got no right. You don't respect men, women like you. And I'm not saying every man is worthy of respect just because he is male. Let me say it differently. It doesn't sound like you would respect your own man you in a relationship with. Hard-headed ass. I bet asking the man that's loving you and doing you right, some of you don't even want to make a fucking sandwich, which ain't shit. And I'm not talking about a man you don't like. If you don't like his ass, why the fuck you in a relationship with him for? If he was worthy enough to move in with, have sex with you, possibly impregnate you, and who you call your man, but all of a sudden cooking a fucking meal, if he's paying the bills in particularly, is too much for you. Let me calm down. Yeah, I don't give a damn who called me a certain word either, because I know it might come. I don't give a shit what anybody think. I'm saying what I'm saying. Please. And it don't apply to all women. And by the way, I'm the one who made the word mammy go fucking viral. That comes from me. Just so you know. Let's get it in. Come on.
How dare that freeloading leech try to get on Michelle Obama's internet and tell our good sis, my cousin Kiki Palmer, what the fuck to do. Y'all already know how I feel. You're single until you married. So how dare that single man try to tell that single woman what she can and cannot wear to a Usher concert that I know he ain't motherfucking paid for the motherfucking tickets? How dare you try to tell her what dress to wear when you ain't buy the dress? I'm confused. I'm genuinely confused.
I do have to add, even though I went in on her, I do agree that if you're not paying for shit, you lose rights. If I'm the breadwinner, I'm the man. I understand that, but what do you say when women are choosing to be with these men and get pregnant by them and start families and choosing to be with the broke man? I'm sorry. Maybe
Okay? Because y'all want women to be traditional so bad and follow the leader and do what y'all say, but you're not a traditional man because why were y'all dating for years and you never married her? Y'all was dating for years. You chose not to marry her when she got pregnant. You chose not to marry her when she had birth. After she had the baby, you chose not to marry her, but you choose to get on the black woman's internet and try to shame somebody. And here's the thing. It was not about him correcting what she was wearing, because if that was the case, he would have privately told her either before or after the event, hey, I was a little uncomfortable with what you chose to wear. No, his goal was to publicly humiliate and shame her because he got on a public black Twitter forum and decided to tweet something about a celebrity that he knew was going to get millions of views. But you see, when you do clownery and the clown come back to bite, they ate his ass up, had to deactivate his Twitter. You see, when you do nonsense like that, don't let these insecure males stop y'all, okay? Because a lot of times they try to baby mama y'all to stop what you got going on because they insecure. You know, like, don't get pregnant by these males. Don't let them try to tell you what to do, because how dare you, not being her husband or her father, try to tell her what to do. I'm so confused.
Well, if you are so worried about getting pregnant, how about you get on some fucking birth control? Or use condoms? And some would say get a fucking abortion. I'm not saying, though, that, I'm not giving my opinion about abortions. Takes two to fucking tango, if that is the truth. You didn't just get knocked up out the fucking blue. There are a lot of women acting like these pregnancies are some fucking mysteries or something. You didn't know a sperm and an egg makes a baby? And for someone in the comments section, you don't know what my religious beliefs are. I've never stated my religion. I just simply said what was in the Bible because over 70% of African American women claim to be Christian. So, also, Lord Jesus, what this woman is saying, yes, a broke man loses rights, but as far as if he ain't paying for nothing, you don't always have the power. But a woman also has to understand about respecting your partner in a relationship. If you don't understand that, something wrong. And a man needs to understand about respecting his partner in a relationship. Whether y'all got officially married or not, there are certain levels to respect. Okay? It's not always about being insecure. Are there insecure men? Yes, there is. It can also be about a man not wanting to see the woman he is with, who he lives with, who he sleeps with, who he's in a relationship, who has just had his child outside with all of her body parts exposed. And that is not a problem for a man, as he should, if he's in his masculine, to not feel comfortable with that. And it can go both ways too. Go both ways with your man. This is especially a good example of the type of woman I'm talking about, who I don't think truly has respect if she was in a marriage or a relationship. She's one of them types where shit you got to say don't matter. It's about only what I think and how I feel and what the fuck I want to do. And that's a problem, because I don't want a man to act that way towards me. My opinion matters too. I'm not going to try to oppress you or control you. I don't want the same thing. But I know how far not to take it. And I know about respecting my damn man. And some of you out here don't like to hear that word. It triggers you. I don't know. Maybe you're afraid the man is going to abuse you, which does happen sometimes. And that's a deep fear within you. You don't want to be abused. If you see his ass is abusive or highly abusive or controlling, dump his ass. It's that simple. You know, again, everyone has different levels, again, of what they think is too much. You know, and some people, an ankle being out is too much. A skirt is too much. I don't have a problem. Yeah, if I wear a skirt, I'm not going to wear it like 10 inches above my knees. No. Um, Cleavage is not too much cleavage, but not overly. But a little bit is not a big deal to me. I don't think a halter top in the summertime is. It depends on how it looks, but you know, that's if you know. Anyway, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me see. Cerebral, he's not consistent. He put a camera up to her twerking. Yeah, I'm about to show it because I did say there was some hypocrisy. There was some hypocrisy. But let me go to another video clip real quick. I'm going to pull that up.
What that man is doing to Keke Palmer right now is the exact example of why so many men try to knock up women who have more than them, because they want to control you. And when they see that you're still going to have your life and be yourself and be the vibrant woman that you are, they lose their mind and their truth comes out.
This is what I've been warning about, where men want to overturn traditional values for themselves, but maintain them for women. You are broke and leech off of your girlfriend's fame and money. You have not contributed anything to society. And yet you have the audacity to tell her what she can wear and what she can't post on the internet. And you have the audacity to claim that you're a conservative traditional male. You are none of those things. You haven't even married her yet.
I agree with what he said, except he did not leech off of her. She chose him with nothing. She chose to pay his bills. Why isn't anyone understanding this? Some people. I'm not male identified. Obviously, you don't watch my videos. I have some traditional beliefs that I think works. And I won't apologize for it. I won't apologize for believing that if I'm in a relationship, I should respect my man who I love and who I've chosen to be with. I believe that I should not embarrass my children with my ass cheeks out, or my man or my husband. I believe that if my man is paying the bills and treats me with respect and love, that yes, he deserves to come home to a nice cooked meal. Or we can order something. If he's loving me, kissing me, hitting it right, or trying to, paying them damn bills, saying sweet things to me. You damn right I'm going to give my man love and go out for my man. I don't hate men like some women do. I hate the fuckery ones. And I'm not talking to you in the chat that you hate men. I don't know if you do or not. I take pride in being a lover to my man that deserves it. I take pride at the thought of being a homemaker for my future children if I get to have any. I take pride in having baking and cupcake days with my kids and cooking. I take pride in making my man some lunch. I take pride in keeping a clean and beautiful home for my future man, to be proud of where he lives. And if that bothers some of these borderline lesbian ass women out here today, then that's you. No offense to lesbians, I'm just saying. Because lesbians do some of that stuff too. I've seen them on TikTok. Y'all get my point. Sorry if that, But I'm just saying. And all of what I said is for a man that deserves it, who I have chosen to be my man. If he don't deserve none of that, the best of me and the love that I have, then there's no reason to be with him. And of course, he gonna get all that loving if he's treating me right. I don't take pride in having to be the breadwinner and paying a man's rent, which Kiki ironically chose to do. Hold on.
See, this is one of the reasons why you're supposed to correct your partner in private. For those of you that don't understand that concept, we all got insecurities. Your insecurities in this case can feed another man's ego. I would never want to put my wife in a position where another woman can look at our marriage and feel like she's got the upper hand. And not saying that Usher's on anything like that. Oops, sorry about that. And it took some hard conversations early on in our marriage, but my wife corrected me on things that she didn't like, and vice versa, but we did it in private. And as we got to know each other, I just kind of know she's not going for this. It's not worth arguing about, so I'm just not going to do it. Or it is worth arguing about, and we need to have this discussion, but it's going to be in private, period. Personally, I don't think it mattered what she had on. That was Usher, and we don't even know her baby dad's name. At least I didn't. I had to look it up a few times. But that can mess with a man's ego. He panicked, he did something insecure and immature. Now here we are.
Baby, if I'm a mammy today, because I said I take pride in the man that will be my chosen one to cook for my man, because I enjoy cooking, baking him cupcakes and making him lunch, and he paying them bills and keeping a beautiful home that my man is proud to walk into, I'll be a mammy all motherfucking day. But not every man gets this of me. They have to be worthy and deserving. That's the key thing. This is funny though. I know y'all gonna get me. I don't care though. There ain't nothing wrong with no woman saying that. I don't want to be no man. I like being, now all women ain't the same, but shoot. There ain't nothing wrong with a woman wanting to, women talk about not wanting to work and being a housewife. Okay. The woman makes the home beautiful. He brings home the bacon. I make the home look like something out of a magazine. Okay. I like to order food, but I'll cook too. Make up something nice and stuff. A man's pride typically is in providing for a woman. And for some women, our pride is in our domestic cooking and a nice, pretty home and all of that. The problem, I said it yesterday, a lot of people are miserable. They're not in relationships they should be in. They're not happy, because if they were, you wouldn't keep your hands off each other, making love all the time, having fun together, traveling, shopping, doing things at the house, decorate, all types of stuff. I don't have no problem at all saying that I would do all that stuff I said I would do for the right man that deserves it, And shame on the women who have men paying your bills, treating you nice, hitting it the best way he can, if you know what I mean, and he can't, and asking for something to eat pisses you off. You should be ashamed of your damn self, in my opinion. Seriously, because that ain't nothing. You know, so many women have to break their damn back like a man, especially black women. If you get a man that's actually going to pay for your damn shit and take care of you, you lucky as hell these days. And you need to hold on to that. And if he's loving you, he's affectionate. You know, no one's perfect, but damn. It's happened to me. Capricorn Queen, you said women who think like me usually end up with the short end of the stick. It's happened already where, that's why I said deserving. Because I've been that way and I didn't get treated right at all. And I've seen women completely stop doing all of that because they was taken advantage of and mistreated for giving their heart, cooking and cleaning, and they got abused or treated like shit. So you can't do that for every man. But I don't want women going to the grave with their heart so closed off that they never experience true love and intimacy. But a man has to bring it out. If he's not doing this for you, if he doesn't bring it out of you, you need to get a new man. You know? Where are these men at? They're not the majority, unfortunately. A number of them. Some of them are. And those of you who are new here, I do promote black women dating whoever they want, regardless of race. I don't believe in only dating black men. I believe that your love could be any man, and there are attractive men across the board, no matter what race they are. You know? So, let me show that clip, though. I want to pull up that clip. I thought I had the clip where it is some hypocrisy where Kiki was kind of shaking her butt and he didn't have a problem with it. Where is that video? I'm going to be pissed if I don't have that video. Very important to show that. And I don't think I do, which is upsetting. It's upsetting. I don't have the clip that I thought I had, but I'll explain. At the end of the day, there was a video. Kiki was in a cat suit. Kiki was in a leopard cat suit, and she was shaking it, and he was recording it, applauding her for it. So that's why it is hypocrisy, because he didn't have a problem with her shaking her booty to a song, showing her derriere, even though it was covered. That's the difference. It was covered, but it's still the sexual dance, and he promoted it. So that's why they're saying he's just insecure or jealous, and it was different. Maybe he felt like you're a mother, you're half naked, you're hugged up on Usher. This is Usher. Okay. That can be true. Human emotion, jealousy, it happens. So a lot of what I said is not about just the dress. It is about, again, women who felt the need to keep bringing up how much money he has. At the end of the day, a number of these women, you can't say she's being used. Completely, you can't, because she knew he had nothing when she decided to date him. She knew he had nothing. They didn't date for months, they dated for years. She knew if she got pregnant, she would be the breadwinner. So it's not like these women are being lied to. It was right in front of her face, and she didn't have a problem with it. So if Kiki were to dump him and complain, he ain't have shit, I was paying the bills, and all these women cheered on, it's like, hold on now. Didn't she know that before? She did. So I don't feel the need to bring up his money in this conversation, because you now had his child, you've dated him, you already knew. Obviously, he was good enough. Clearly, to her. Let me see, I had some notes. You know, people can say he's not traditional. Even if he married her now, people would still go in because he ain't got shit compared to her. So it's still a disaster to a number of people. And it is true. He should still ask for marriage if that's, you know. But a number of women are also not traditional women these days, as far as when it comes to marriage. Now, I know sometimes women be holding out for hope. Y'all give a man a chance, you keep waiting, and you think it might happen, and then he gets comfortable, especially if he lives with you. Once they live with you and he's hitting it every night when he wants, they don't feel the need to marry you half the time. For what? They get bored, or it doesn't work out and they move on. If Kiki was to get married to him, I mean, she can get a prenup to protect what she has. But I don't even know what this man does, you know? Thank you, Adam Barrows. You said, I just don't like the hypocrisy on his part. Don't post her booty cheeks to get props for hitting that and filling her out, and then get mad when she doesn't see exposing her body as disrespect. And that can also be true too. That can also be true too. But I just see so many women besides Kiki who have lost respect for themselves about showing up to events and the naked dresses where it's literally see-through and you see everything. It's like when I showed that video on one of my videos about a woman saying what was considered elegant and what's not elegant for plus size women, and how so many women ripped her apart. And it's like, well, going to an event with all of that hanging out is not elegant. Are we losing sense? Are we losing sense? We don't know anymore what's elegant and what's not. Now, I know that's a concert, so you don't have to be elegant at a concert. But there was a time where women would be embarrassed to go out with their ass cheeks literally showing to everybody. Literally, I mean, literally, your butt cheeks are out. You know, there was a time that would be just humiliating to a woman. She wouldn't dare, especially not out with a man. You know, again, I believe, again, you can be cute, you can be sexy, share. Some people might think my top is too much. You know, could I get rid of the top? I could, you know, but some people, it is different levels to what some people think is too much. You know, for some people, this top I'm wearing is considered too much, especially in other countries. And I would have to respect those countries' rules and not wear it. But, you know, again, a halter top could be too much to some people, which isn't to some people, or a dress at your knees could be too much to some people versus not for those. And I do think it is an issue when a man meets a woman dressed a certain way and you liked me when you met me that way. And if I wore a skirt or this type of top and then you're trying to beat me up, literally, don't you go out that house? Where you go? You know, a lot of times it's usually because they don't want other men to find you attractive and look at you and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong or unnatural about a husband, especially not wanting, you know, his wife to be disrespected, or for men get jealous. They do. Women get jealous too. We do. You know, I just think there needs to be a balance with it. You know, so that is all. And I want to share this again, this clip that I showed earlier.
Uncle Steve ain't trying to get you with no billionaire. He trying to get you with somebody that has a plan to have something. That's what I keep trying to get you to do. You can't quit bringing these.
Uncle Steve love billionaires. I'm just tell y'all, he do. Anytime I see Uncle Steve out, he's like, now I got this guy. He's got a net worth of 300 zillion. And y'all can really create generations and generations
You need
of
something
zillionaires.
with somebody with something. Quit trying to give a boy your lifestyle and he ain't earned it.
Oh my God, but you know what? Everybody don't start off as billionaires. I'm not a billionaire yet.
Everybody don't start off a billionaire, but you got to have a boy that's got a plan to at least be one. I'm not saying you got to be a billionaire, because hell, I ain't a billionaire.
And I've dated some real horrible billionaires, honey. They're not good all the time. Sometimes they're crazy, Steve, and that's why I stopped taking your advice.
All right. So I said what I said. And I'm going to leave on a good note. I hope I did not upset anyone truly. This is a place where we have open discussions and we talk. I still have love for Kiki. It's not the end of the damn world. She's still human. And I don't hate her or anything. I love a lot of Black women, which is why I said what I said. I am not above mistakes. I've made mistakes. But you learn or try to, and things happen in life. But we have to be honest about some things. And again, this was bigger to me than about a dress. This whole thing was mainly into response to what I've seen some women say, mainly on TikTok, you know, who truly have a disrespectful mindset about a man you might be in a relationship with and the father of your child who you are sleeping with and live with. And that's he has no say. He has no opinion. I'm not talking about beating you or oppressing you, but just wanting to be respected. You know, again, I don't need to be told not to go out in public with my butt cheeks out. I know better than that. So Divine says if she's happy, that's all that matters. Yeah, you know. All right, so I am going to play some music, and I hope y'all get those likes up, baby. Oh, God. A1 says they unfollowed each other. This might be the end already. That's sad to me, actually, too, because she just had a baby. All right, so get those likes up, baby, while we jam out to some music.
You got it, it ain't a question. No, it ain't no room for guessing. No more than emotionally invested. Showing you all my imperfections. If I let you, don't take me for granted. Yeah. If I were more than you could manage, yeah. Open with me, oh, we could be honest. Closer to me, oh, giving me silence. Promise that you won't let me fall. Holding me tight, loving me right, giving me life, all that you could be. Telling me lies, making me cry, missing my time the whole time, so just be careful what you take for granted, yeah. Cause with me, no, you could do damage. You could do damage. You could do damage, yeah. Worry about it, I'm putting pressure. You'll only cut me if I let you. So we ain't doing this just for pleasure. Either learn me or I'm a lesson. Going on. If you want me, don't take me for granted. Yeah. If I were more than you could manage, baby. Oh, you're falling for me. Oh, baby, I caught it. Oh, we could be whatever you want, call it. Promise that you won't let me fall. Holding me tight, loving me right, giving me life, all that you could be. Telling me lies, making me cry, wasting my time the whole time, so just be careful what you take for granted, yeah.